जय जय गुरुदेव। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की, इस कॉन्फर आचार्य शीला प्रभुपाद की, नम आचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class. Today we are reciting the verse from Canto 4, Chapter 2, titled Daksha Cursed Lord Shiva, and the text 21. So we had a nice kirtan from Karnamai Prabhu. So like in the current topic also, Lord Shiva was deeply absorbed in the meditation, like that Karnamai Prabhu was so deeply absorbed in the kirtan. Luckily we don't have any dakshas here, all are devotees. So text 21. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 21. Ya etan marcham uddishya Bhagavati aparati druhi Drishyati agnya prutak drishtes Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Ya etan marchum uddishya Bhagavati aprati druhi Drishyati agnya prutak drishtes Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Ya etan marchum uddishya Bhagavati apratidruhi Drishyati agnya prutak drishtes Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Prabhuji's. Ya etan marcham uddishya Bhagavati apratidruhi Drishyati agnya prutak drishtes Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Ya etan marcham uddishya Bhagavati apratidruhi Drishyatagnya prutak drishtis Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Ya etan marcham uddishya Bhagavati apratidruhi Drishyati agnya prutak drishtis Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Mataji. Ya etan marcham uddishya Bhagavati apratidruhi Drishyati agnya prutak drishtis Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Ya etan marcham uddishya Bhagavati apratidruhi Drishyati agnya prutak drishtis Tattvato vimukho bhavet. Word to word meaning. Ya, who, Daksha. Etad marchum, this body. Uddishya, with reference to Bhagavati to Shiva, Apratidruhi, who is not envious, Druhyati, bears envy, Ajna, less intelligent persons, Prutak Drishti, the vision of duality, Tattvata, from transcendental knowledge, Vimukha, bereft, Bhavet, may become. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation, please repeat with me. Anyone who has accepted Daksha as the most important personality and neglected Lord Shiva because of envy is less intelligent, and because of visualizing in duality will be bereft of transcendental knowledge. Purport. The first curse by Nandishvara was that anyone supporting Daksha was foolishly identifying himself with the body, and therefore, because Daksha had no transcendental knowledge, supporting would deprive one of transcendental knowledge. Daksha, Nandishvara said, identified himself with the body like other materialistic persons and was trying to derive all kinds of facilities in relation with the body. He had excessive attachment for the body, and in relation to the body with wife, children, home and other such things which are different from the soul. Therefore, Nandishvara's curse was that anyone who supported Daksha would be bereft of transcendental knowledge of the soul and thus also be deprived of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So we are continuing the topic, Daksha curses Lord Shiva. So let's briefly revise what we discussed so far. So Lord Daksha Prajapati, he planned a big yajna, the fire sacrifice, and he invited great sages and brahmanas. When Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva also gathered the arena to participate in the yajna. When Daksha arrived in the fire sacrifice place, everybody stood up from their seats, all the sages, brahmanas, everyone. And Brahma, being a father of Daksha, he did not stand up. So, but the Lord Shiva was there, he did not stand up as well. So the reason was that Shiva was deeply absorbed in the meditation, and he didn't see that Daksha's arrival. So then Daksha saw this, he felt offended. That, okay, everyone was standing and paying respects, but Daksha, Lord Shiva, is not doing that. So he got, then because of that incident, the Daksha started insulting Lord Shiva in the assembly. So this is what we have seen. And in the last, at the end, in the last week, on 2 days back, we saw the finally with anger, Daksha cursed Lord Shiva. And in the assembly, the Nandi was there, the associate of Lord Shiva. And he saw this, he got very angry on Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva did not respond to any of these things because his job is to completely meditate on Supreme Lord and chant the holy name. And he did not bother to respond to these insults and curses given by Daksha. Whereas Lord, the Nandi, the associate of Lord, he was not tolerating this insult to Lord Shiva. Then he started cursing Daksha as well. That is what in today's verse he was. We are seeing that Daksha, Nandi's curse against towards Daksha. So if you see this chapter, the pastime is giving so many instructions in multiple directions. Like in the 2 days back when we were discussing the verse where the Daksha was cursing, there the Prabhupada was highlighting the reasons for anger. The lust is the one, why the Daksha was cursing. The reason was lust and anger, and he was in mode of passion. And the result of that anger is offending the Vaishnavas. So these are the things we need to consider. The takeaway from these topics is like the controlling the anger, controlling the lust, so that we will not be able to offend Vaishnavas and we will be able to progress in our bhakti. Offending Vaishnava is very serious act. That's what we have discussed. When coming back to today's topic, in today's chapter, the important message we can discuss is how to tolerate the provoking situations. Like if you see if you see from the beginning, when the Daksha saw the small incident where Lord Shiva was not standing up and paying respects to Shiva, that small incident he took very seriously and he responded in a very negative sense. Like so incident is very small, but his reaction is very big. So this is what we have. Though the situation is small, his reaction was big. So the response is in disproportion. It is out of proportion, right? It is not exactly the small incident, the big curse. So much insult he did. Like he called Shiva as a monkey. He is having monkey eyes. He's inauspicious. He's dishonest. So many things he, in ways he insulted Lord Shiva. Not just directly in front of big assembly, in front of all the sages and brahmanas, he was insulting. It's a big thing for a small act. This is what we need to learn. When we respond to any situation, we need to understand the situation, and within the situation, within the boundaries of our capacity and our position, we should react. Not overreact, not even underreact. So we should have a balanced reaction. Other side, when we see Lord Shiva, he got so much humiliation, insults, but what was his response? He was keep on meditating, chanting the holy name. If you see in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 16, the divine and demonic qualities, like first 3 verses are explaining divine qualities, but the remaining all verses explaining demonic qualities. So many demonic qualities, but the couple of good divine qualities which are relevant to this topic is like self-control, freedom from anger. These 2 qualities we can see in Shiva. So the divine qualities. So this is what where we should not react in out of proportion, the disproportionate. That is. And when we see this Nandi's curse, same thing Nandi was responding back to Shiva's humiliation. Yes, he got the angry because he is the associate of Lord Shiva. He got the angry. But yeah, you can directly curse Daksha, but not the assembled brahmanas and sages. There is no necessity. He went one step beyond the cursing Daksha, and he cursed all the brahmanas. He's saying, if you see the translation today, anyone who has accepted Daksha as the most important personality and neglected Lord Shiva because of envy is less intelligent, and because of visualizing in duality will be bereft of the transcendental knowledge. They will be going away from the transcendental knowledge. Anyone, right? So he is referring to all the assembled the Brahmanas and sages he is referring, and whoever is supporting Daksha, because when the Daksha was insulting, everybody was silent due to various reasons could be. But so he is considering everyone and he is giving the curse on all those. This is a out of proportion response. This is one of the important aspect we need to see when the provoking situations there, how we have to respond. That we will discuss further. We can take the example of Lord Shiva. He was not, even though such a big provoking situation, Daksha was insulting in so many ways, bad words he is using against Shiva, but he was very silent. So there are so many this kind of responses we can see from our scriptures. So in the same canto, in the 4th canto, Dhruva Maharaj was fighting against Yakshas. The reason why he was fighting against Yakshas, his brother Uttama was killed when he went to forest for hunting, and then he was killed by Yakshas. By seeing this, his mother, Uttama's mother Surichi, also went to the forest and she also died. And Dhruva Maharaj got to know this and he became very angry. And he went to the fight with Yakshas. He was killing all the Yakshas. And then the Kuvera interfered, and then he compensated, he stopped Dhruva. Then Dhruva Maharaj realized that yes, his response was not necessary that much. No need to kill all the Yakshas. Those who killed his brother, he can take revenge against them. But what he did, he was killing all the Yakshas. So this is another example we can see where the disproportionate response was found in scripture. Though if you see the Dhruva Maharaj, the previous history, where he got the darshan of Lord Vishnu, right? He did severe austerity and tapasya, the devotion, and finally he got darshan of Vishnu. After that also, sometimes the great devotees also, they will be in the flow of in the situation, circumstances makes them to behave like this. Not only that, after we can see the Parikshit Maharaj pastime, where in the Parikshit Maharaj went to the forest, he was feeling thirst. Then he went to the ashram of Shamik Rishi, and the Shamik Rishi was doing the meditation. He was deeply absorbed in the meditation. He didn't notice that Parikshit Maharaj was in his hermitage. But since he was feeling very thirsty, so what he did in the anger, Parikshit Maharaj took the dead snake and put it on his neck. And as a result, and then he left after that. But his son, Shringi, the son of Shamik Rishi, Shringi, with his divine power, he understood what all happened. Then in the anger, he cursed Parikshit Maharaj. How did he curse? Said, he will be dying in 7 days. Right? So we know the Parikshit Maharaj is a great devotee, but in the situation, he did like that. The act he did, putting the snake on the Shamik Rishi's neck. But the Shringi, the power up because of his austerity, because as a Brahmana, he got so much power, and he misused his power with a pride. He cursed Parikshit Maharaj to kill in 7 days. So that is a big curse in relation to the act which he did. Parikshit Maharaj not killing anyone. If you see the Parikshit Maharaj, he was to protect the cow, he was ready to fight with a Kali. That's what his nature. But when someone cursed him, what he did, he said, okay, this is the will of Lord. It happened, Lord's Leela, and he has accepted. He did not retaliate. So this again we can see that Shringi was giving the inappropriate, out of proportion response to the act done by the Parikshit Maharaj. In other case here, Parikshit Maharaj very, as a devotee, like how Lord Shiva was doing it in Daksha's pastime, same way Parikshit Maharaj is also, he did not retaliate anything, and he was accepting the curse and he is moving forward. So this is how we can see the many incidents. Wherever we go to inappropriately respond, we will have a adverse situation. Right? So this is what we need to do. If we can't control our response, anything, then we will have to face the consequences. The situation will be very adverse. Not only that, if you see the Janamejaya, the son of Parikshit Maharaj, what he did, he conducted, because his father was cursed to kill by the Takshak snake, and he left the body in 7 days while listening the Bhagavatam. Before Taksha snake comes, he left the body. But the Janamejaya, he wanted to take the revenge against snakes. What he did, he organized a fire sacrifice, and then with that potency of fire sacrifice, all the snakes came and started falling into the fire and dying. So all the snakes are come. Then again the people interfered and then stopped. Then Janmejaya realized. So many cases we can see, even Ambarish Maharaj pastime also the same thing happened. The Ambarish Maharaj, what he did against in the Durvas Muni pastime, just he took 2 drops of water to break his Ekadashi fasting. But in response, Ambarish Maharaj reacted very violently, right? And even Krishna's pastime, Brajalila, Govardhan Leela, the Brajavasis were, every year they were doing Indra Puja, but only 1 year, based on Krishna's advice, they stopped doing Indra Puja. And what happened? In response, Indra sent Samvartak clouds. Those clouds will be coming and used only when at the time of annihilation. And that Samvartak clouds he is using only on Vrindavan area. So this is what we can see, the inappropriate responses people in the scriptures we can see. So when we understand all these pastimes, incidents, right from Daksha to the various pastimes we discussed from the Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, what are the main reasons for this kind of out of proportion responses? There are multiple reasons. I will highlight few reasons. One of the reasons will be the pride. When someone is too much pride because of his position, because of his status, and because of the power, the richness, whatever he had, opulence, because of all things, when he get the pride, he will be reacting to this kind of like this. So with the pride, with the power, with the strength, he wanted to prove that he is greater than everyone else. He is greater, superior than everyone else. Because of that mentality, he will exhibit this kind of arrogant nature. That is why we see the out of proportionate responses for even small things. Everything, they were completely absorbed in the bodily consciousness. They want to control, they want to enjoy, they feel they are the superior than everyone else. We could see in the example of Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, what they did, they are the demons, they got the power. With that power, they attacked all the demigods, Indra, everyone, they try to throw Indra, all the demigods from their seats. Even if you see Hiranyaksha, in the previous canto we saw, Hiranyaksha also went to different demigods, Varuna, and he challenged Varuna, because Varuna is very weak. Hiranyaksha is very strong, but still Varuna told, okay, no, I am not the right person, you go and fight with Lord, Supreme Lord. Right? So this is how the demons, with the pride, they will go out everywhere and they'll challenge everyone, they try to defeat. This is the nature, this is the pride, because of the pride of their position, knowledge, everything, all the material things, that is leading to this kind of pride mentality. And Prabhupada mentioned in his books, like how we can understand the greatness of a person. Any greatness of any person can be identified how he is reacting to the provoking situations, how his response is. Based on that, we can judge his character, his quality, his personality. This is the important thing. The situation provokes, but how you respond. Like if you see in a psychology theories there, like stimulus and response. When a particular stimulus action happens, how people will respond. Based on that, they will decide how the personality, characters, everything they will do. When the stimulus means action happens, how the response will be given by various individuals. This is what, the same way we can understand here, how person's character, we can based on the situation, we can understand. So in this way, response given by Daksha is like a when the response, the insults done by the Daksha to Shiva is a very provoking situation. It's not like you are thinking you are a monkey eyes, you are inauspicious, so many things. With the normal person, he will not tolerate. Like he will respond back and he will fight with the Daksha. Right? He will give good response to Daksha. But here Shiva was quiet and normal. He did not even bother to respond. So this is what we can see. And another reason for this reaction, responding to the provoking situation, is your identity. How you identify yourself in this world. That is one of the important characteristics that will decide how you respond. Like we all know, right, from Asian countries, we know most of the people are very much interested in cricket. And in few months back, we had a World Cup. And India lost in the finals. And many people were very much upset with that defeat. right? So if you see in India, many people, not only that, I heard in Pakistan, sometimes they'll break their televisions. They can't bear the team losing the match, right? So that happened. Many videos in the internet we can see. So that is how they respond. Even if you see the soccer match is very popular in European countries. And if you see, even I think recently last World Cup, last after soccer World Cup, when the Italy team or some France team, they lost and in the semis. And when they are coming out of the Wembley Stadium in UK, they retaliated. People were started down, like beating and doing so many the bad things to the opposite team, the team which team won. So this is how the people behave. Why? Because they are identifying by their country. What is your identification? Okay, I'm an Indian, I'm a Pakistan, I'm a English, British, I'm an Australian, right? That is your identity. That identity gives your response. That determines your response. So our identity is very important. How you identify, whether you identify based on your material possessions or based on your spiritual knowledge, that we need to be very clear. As long as you are identifying in your material if you are in the material consciousness and you are identifying materially, you will have the responses will be not in your favor. Sometimes the responses will be out of your control. You will be giving the responses later. You will be regretting why I did like this, why I did this. So this is what. So we need to. Our identity is very much important. Like I was listening one of the lectures from ISKCON Hyderabad, and Prabhu was giving the lecture, and he was narrating one story. Few years back, His Holiness the Maharaj, one sannyasi was giving the lecture in the Hyderabad Abbots at ISKCON temple, and when Maharaj was giving the lecture, the one audience from one devotee asked the question, Maharaj, I heard the story that like Haridas Thakur was allured by the Maya, the prostitute came and he provoked Haridas Thakur. But Haridas Thakur, what he did, he was continuously chanting, and after that the prostitute surrendered to Haridas Thakur. And the audience, the devotee was asking Maharaj, I heard that you also encountered similar situation, and how you are able to overcome that situation, and if you tell me then your instructions will help us to take the guidance from you so that we can also follow the similar instructions. So Maharaj told, when this situation occurred to him, that Maharaj, he was saying that I was thinking that if I was attracted, if I failed to resist the Maya, then what will happen? He started thinking how Prabhupada will be feeling about my action, what kind of feelings I bring towards Prabhupada, and what kind of the actions and the results will be on our society ISKCON, right? So those things came into my mind. With that instructions in my mind, with that thoughts in my mind, I was able to overcome, right? This is what identity, again, it results to identity. What is your identity? Your identity, you are connecting to Krishna, you are connecting to spiritual master, you are connecting to this institution, right? You are representing. That thought came into that Maharaj's mind, and he was able to overcome. This is what the identity means. We need to connect to the Krishna, connect to the Guru, our spiritual master, and when we are participating in all our devotional service, we will be able to control all provoking situations. This is one of the important thing. And the next one is losing the reason. So far we heard pride is one of the reasons where we are not able to, we fail to control the provoking situations, we lose our control and we respond out of proportion. One is pride, and second one is our identity. We miss our identity. We falsely identify ourselves as a body, and with that bodily base we give all the responses and reactions. But our identity should be based on spiritual knowledge, spirituality, our Guru, our Krishna, and all the scripture, Srila Prabhupada, that should be our identity. When you take that responsibility on your mind and the shoulders, you will not be responding in a out of proportion manner. And another reason is losing the transcendental knowledge. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Bhogashwarya prasaktanam chapta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadam na vidiyate. So the translation says, in the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to Supreme Lord does not take place. So when you are involved in too much enjoyment, too much sense gratification, you will be moving away from the transcendental knowledge. That is where you lose the transcendental knowledge. You will lose the knowledge. When you lose the knowledge, you don't have any proper spiritual knowledge, then your response will be based on the material things, and you will be encountering this adverse situation. So there are two extremes. The loss of knowledge, the spiritual knowledge can happen in two ways. One, as per the verse, too much sense enjoyment. We can see the example of Nala Kuvera and Manigriva. They were the sons of Kuver, the treasurer, Kuvera, right? What they did, because of their opulence, so they did so many intoxicated things, sense enjoyment. Finally, they got cursed from Narada. In the other side, too much austerity also gives pride. With that pride, you lose the knowledge. And the example is, again, we can see the demons, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, but also we can take the example of Shringi. The Shringi, he did so much austerity, and with that austerity, he got the pride. With that pride and power, with the power he got with the austerity, he cursed Parikshit Maharaj to die in 7 days. Right? So, and this is another important point from this Shringi's discussion is, like, when Kali is there, from the Mahabharata, our Srimad Bhagavatam, we know where the Kali resides, where there are total 5 places where, the 4 regulative principles where there is a broken, there Kali resides and the gold is there. But in case of Shringi also, somewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam says, Kali entered into the Shringi. Because of that, he gave this kind of curse. But how, as per the Bhagavatam, no meat eating, no intoxication, like wherever that is, meat eating is there, intoxication is there, illicit sex is there, and gambling is there, only Kali enters. But in case of Shringi, how Kali entered? Then the reasons explained in our acharyas, like the reasons which we mentioned, no intoxication, no meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, these are the gross items. For each of these, there is a subtle element as well, right? Like if we see meat eating is there, that is at the gross level, but the subtle level, that leads to compassion. If you are killing the animals, eating means you don't have any compassion. That is also equivalent of this gross regulative principle. And when we say intoxication is because of the pride is intoxication. That pride is coming due to excessive austerity, right? So this is another reason. For the gross reason where the Kali can enter, the subtle reasons. If you fail to follow these also, Kali will enter in. So that is the reason, even pride. Even illicit sex is a cleaning and cleanliness. Then the gambling is a truthfulness. When you pay gambling, definitely, obviously, you have to tell lies, right? So these are the various gross reasons and the subtle reasons. Wherever you fail to follow these subtle reasons, like compassion is not there, pride is there, cleanliness and truthfulness is not there, then Kali enters. So in the same way, the Shringi got pride. Because of pride, Kali entered and he cursed in an inappropriate way. So these are the various reasons. Even in Bhagavad Gita 7.1 also it was mentioned, Namami duskritano moda prapadjante naradama maya apaharta jnana asuram bhavam architam. So the apaharta jnana is stolen, right? So this is another, there also we can understand that when the knowledge is stolen because of your excessive austerity, excessive enjoyment, when your knowledge is stolen, then your response will be in provoking situation, it will be out of control. These are the reasons. And even we see that Ravana's story, when the Ravana was kidnapped Sita, but before and he was now, the situation is that the Rama is ready to fight with Ravana. The war is going to happen. The Marichi told before all things happened, Marichi told about Ram. Lord Ram is supreme personality of Godhead. Don't fight with him. I already had a bad taste with him because Ram, the Marichi had a bad experience with Ram. Like even with Vishwamitra, he went to forest and that past time we know. Right? The Marichi explained that Supreme Lord, you don't go with. But Ravana, because of his pride, with the power, he did so much austerity, he got so much power. So he was, because of pride, his knowledge was stolen and he did not listen. And after that, what happened? When Hanuman came, he destroyed Lanka. He put fire on Lanka and he went back. And when he went back, After the Hanuman left, Ravana assembled, called all his officials, army person, all the army people, and asking why did it happen. Then his associates telling, okay, just we are little bit inattentive, because of that we could not capture Hanuman. Next time it won't happen. But then Vibhishana told, no, this is wrong. The Lord Ram is the supreme personality of Godhead. Hanuman is, you saw the one, there are Hanuman's strength. He killed, he burnt Lanka and he jumped and he went back without getting any harm, right? So same, the day Vibhishana tried to explain the power of Ram and what is going to happen if you fight with Ram. But Ravana ignored. And then Vibhishana left the party, he joined Ram. And when just one day before Ramayana war, Angad came. Suddenly he entered into the assembly where Ravana was sitting. And then he challenged them. Angad told, I am the only youngest person in that army, Ram's army. And you saw Hanuman came. And like that we have so many monkeys, they can fight with you. But Ravan was telling that, okay, there are small monkeys. I'll send one army and they will kill all your, destroy your army, monkey army. That's what Ravan was feeling. Then Angad thought, okay, you are thinking because of your power, I will show the what is, then I will respond back in the same way. Then he thought, he stretched his leg. We know the pastime from Ramayana. He stretched his leg and he invited everyone to challenge that. Okay, if you move my leg by an inch, then I will surrender. Then everybody came and he tried to pull this leg. None of them can move the Angad's leg by 1 inch. Then Ravan also came. Ravan was, when trying to pull his leg, then Angad kicked his crown and told, if you want to hold someone's leg, first you go and hold the feet of Lord Ram. That is your ultimate shelter. Then he challenged and he left. So in various ways, various means, the people try to convince Ravan that the Lord Ram is supreme, but he lost his knowledge, the transcendental spiritual knowledge, and finally he went to war and he died. So these are all the examples. Even we can see in the Duryodhan, also the same thing in Mahabharata. Vidura explained, many great people explained, but he was completely under the illusion. The knowledge is spiritual knowledge, he completely lost. So we can see various examples. Like these are the reasons, the pride, loss of identity, and the knowledge is stolen. These are the various reasons where we, because of these reasons, we respond in inappropriate way, in out of proportion way. So the same thing we can see in Nandish and Daksha's case, where they were responding back for a small things, they are responding in a bigger way. Even one more important point, I think, it's almost there, time is up, but I will quickly finish. One more important point is, when you offend Vaishnava, your spiritual knowledge will be weakened. It will not be very strong. Example is of the Saubhari Muni past time. He cursed Garuda, and because of that he lost the knowledge. Like the impact is, Garuda is the associate of Supreme Lord, the carrier of Supreme Lord. He cursed Garuda. With that he lost the spiritual knowledge. Then when he saw in the water 2 fishes uniting, with that he got the distraction and he lost his the austerity and everything. So this is another reason, when we offend Vaishnava also, we'll use that spiritual knowledge, intelligence. So these are the various reasons why we get respond in an inappropriate way. Same thing we can see in Dakshas and Nandi. So how can we overcome? The last point, how can we overcome all these impacts, the pride and all the identity and the loss of knowledge, how we can, right? In the first canto, second chapter, there are the verses, many verses. Even Prabhupada was quoting in many of the places, right? So our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, daily reading scriptures, listening from authorized bona fide person, do your devotional service. That keeps your spiritual knowledge stable. And it's like an example, we use iPad, laptops, mobiles, everything. If you don't charge, what will happen? After a few hours, it will be drained out. Same way, if you regularly read our scriptures, understand the message from our scriptures, you will be charged enough charge so that you will not be having any negative adverse impacts. You will be able to handle all the provoking situations nicely. But if you don't charge, how your devices will be drained out. Same way, when you if you read regularly every day, then you will be spiritually charged and you will be able to overcome all the adverse situations. So I will conclude here. Any comments? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, yeah. So Nandishwara's response was appropriate once. But what authority Nandishwara is having to curse them? He's authoritative. Like if the Lord Shiva is responding because he got insulted, right? But is Nandishwara having any authority to curse everyone in the assembly? What authority he has? Yeah, but this curse was anyone who has accepted Daksha, but the curse was given by Nandishwara, right? Not by Lord Shiva. If the Lord Shiva is, but who he was retaliating to Shiva's curse. No one offended Nandishwara directly, right? If you see the situation. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, then we can, yes, there are multiple pros and cons, like we can debate it, but Nandishwara is not having authority to curse everyone, right? He's not having any position. If Shiva is cursing, I agree. Okay, if Shiva is cursing everyone, including all the people, yes, because he got insulted, he is cursing. But that's where your response should be in proportion to the situation. What is your position? Depending, that's what I was saying. Within your boundaries, within your position, you have to respond back. So his response is associated of Shiva. So you can express anger on Daksha only. Don't expand to all the people, right? That is how your capacity, as per we have to be within our boundaries, and situation you respond back. That's how we can see. We can argue, but yeah, at one step we can stop. Say that what is your position to respond back? You are not a great demigod, or you are not a leader, right? Even our community also, not everybody can give suggestion and scold to other devotees. What we have to go to authority, right? Even suppose if there is any dispute between the two devotees, we will not go directly to third person and take the advice, right? We have to go to authority. That is our etiquette. That is the hierarchy. Same logic we can apply here as well. So Nandishwara he got the angry because his associate is a guru, like Shiva is an associate, and then he got hurt. The Nandishwara got hurt. He is retaliating, but not in a out of context. This is you can retaliate in up to particular extent, but not to bigger assembly. That is what we can understand from this. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Yes. If the physical, see, this is the imagination question. It didn't happen, right? Answers we can give in multiple directions. Maybe Shiva would have responded back, or Nandishwara would have done. We don't know. But it's the imagination. Anything could. But protocol, Prabhu, see what is the Vaishnava qualities? There are, if you see the divine and demonic qualities in Bhagavad Gita, the divine qualities mentioned, controlling the anger, self-control, all there are various qualities. If you possess those, exhibit those qualities, you will not respond back. Right? That is the situation. If, as per the scriptures, but we not to be, everything we have to apply based on the place, circumstances and situation. We cannot generalize it. Right? So, depending on the place, circumstances and situation, we need to apply it. So, we cannot give a one-point answer that, okay. But if you see as an imaginary question, what we can see, like if we see the qualities of a great Vaishnava, he will not retaliate. Like if you see the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastime, Jagai Madai, what Jagai Madai? They hurted Nityanand Prabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about to kill them, but Nityanand Mahaprabhu came and stopped. Right? So these are the examples we can see and apply. Same thing, but in case of Shiva, Nandi, when if the Shiva Nandi was going to kill Daksha, then Shiva would have stopped. It's imaginary, but that could have happened. We don't know. Because we know that Vaishnava qualities, based on that we can imagine. But the rule is that we say the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes, we know the qualities given in the Bhagavad Gita, we can apply, but at the same time, place and circumstances we have to see. Accordingly we have to apply. Yeah. See, they have the intelligence. Yeah, in general, see, Prabhu, all the demigods, like example, yes, let's see Indra. Example, I'm giving you in relation to response to your question. Let's see Indra. Indra is a devotee of Lord. Great, right? But what he did? He, in case of Govardhan Leela, he did not recognize the Krishna and he created big havoc in the Vrindavan, right? Though he has a knowledge, he sometimes in some situations they are not able to interpret the situation, or they are not able to understand the situation, scenario, and they make mistakes. It could be because of at that time their knowledge is not strong because of various, many other factors. Same way Brahma is also is a creator, secondary creator. He is a great devotee of the Lord. But again he the Brahma Vimohan Leela. He mistaken Krishna, right? So many devout gods, they will have a knowledge and intelligence, but at the same time, some situations they failed because of their weakness or anything, but Leela, it's anything, it can, multiple factors. So yes, they will have a knowledge, at the same time, they will fail to apply their knowledge. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।